Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the podcast, the WTF is going on podcast, where we talk about what the fuck is going on in the world. It's been a while, and clearly there's a camera now, so this is my face. Welcome. Um, got a little hat for the day because we went to In and Out yesterday, so got to represent the West Coast. Um, and we're doing our thing. Uh, I wrote down some things um, to talk about since it's been a while. This is my first time with the camera, so gotta kind of get used to it. But overall, we're good. We're chilling. You know what I mean? We're representing the Ravens, B Town, Baltimore, represent, and that flag will be fixed in three, two, boom. Flag's fixed. It's a little lopsided, so forgive me. Um, but we're back. Greetings, everyone. It's been a while. The last podcast I posted was, I believe, the podcast where me and Eli were playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was a couple days before the New York trip. Um, and same old, same old. Uh, like I said before, I have a thing of notes. So, we can keep on track, I guess. I'll put them somewhere. Jesus, I don't even know. My desk isn't that cluttered, but it's seen better days. Uh, but yeah, y'all. I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to have the camera finally. Um, if you don't know, that's my co-host. Jesus, right here. That's my co-host. His name is Geronimo, also known as Momo. But you can call him whatever you like. He's my cat, and he's a menace, so he's probably gonna fuck with the flag, which I don't blame him. Um, but yeah, y'all. So I came back from New York. It's been almost a month since I've gone back to New York. Gotten back from New York, and man, let me tell y'all, it was a blast. New York overall, I guess, wasn't. I mean, it's a big city, y'all. It's probably one of the biggest cities. So, what can you expect, really? Obviously, there's a lot. There's so much things to do and things to see and stuff to eat in the city. So, I highly recommend it, but it's not for everyone, obviously. When I went, I mean, first of all, I'll give it like an overall rating. I'd probably give it like a seven. Um, for surely a seven, just because it was an experience in itself. I mean, will I go back? Probably not in the next 5, 10 years. But New York is New York. Can't complain about New York. So New York was really good. This flag has a lot of meaning, but we'll get into that later. Um, but yeah, I guess we can kind of run it down day by day. So first day we land at JFK. Already we're starting to people are trying to start scamming us, and people are trying to get a ride, like they're trying to get us a ride or whatever. And there's just so many people. It was chaos as soon as we get there. So we finally get like an Uber, and then we get back to our hotel, and then we kind of like go around our block to see what's good. And there was like a couple like vape shops, and then just like retail stores, and then there's like a lot of restaurants, and then a dispensary. So we went to a couple of those bodegas, just kind of scoped around. Um, got that Happy Dad hat there, and then what else? Oh yeah, we went to the dispo, got weed, stuff like that, because weed is legal in New York, so that's cool. And kind of just chilled out for the first day. What did we do the next day? Fuck, I don't even remember, y'all. Next day was, I believe, um Thursday, and Honestly, I think we kind of just went around and kind of just looked around. I don't really remember what exactly we did, but I really just remember eating a lot of food on Thursday and just kind of looking around, getting enjoying New York, and also trying to. I mean, we didn't really sleep much on the flight or before the flight, so we're kind of catching up on sleep the first couple days too, so that's kind of important. Um, but yeah, y'all. Friday though, let's get into that weekend because this weekend is crazy. I mean, this is like one of the craziest weekends of my life, if not the craziest weekend. So Friday night in New York, it is November 10th, I believe. Um, I go to Madison Square Garden and I see the one and only Bill Burr. Bill Burr had a show that night. I saw him, arguably one of the great comics alive right now. And man, what a spectacular show, guys. I mean, if Bill Burr's in your city, highly recommend. He's, one of the funniest comics around, so highly recommend seeing him. And I believe he had like a special guest that night. I think it was a special guest because I didn't even hear about it. Um, Andrew Dice Clay. Andrew motherfucking Dice Clay came out as a special act. And man, I started crying, y'all. I got all emotional. It was crazy. Um, seeing great comics is kind of, my thing, I guess. I don't know. I get really emotional when I see good comics and their sets and stuff because being there live is just different. And they had us lock up all of our phones. I remember some of their bits, but man, that was just a spectacular night. Spectacular night, no doubt. Um, saw Andrew Dice Clay, which is really rare. I mean, he barely performs, so kind of had to on Bill Burr's show though, because I mean it was MSG special venue, so I'm not surprised that Andrew Dice Clay came out. Uh, Overall, that show was a freaking 11 out of 10. Um, Great show, guys. And then after the show, we just kind of we ate food and went to bed, and then the next day is the UFC event, UFC 295. Um, Main event was Alex Pereira, Yuri Prochazka, so on and so forth. You guys know what I'm talking about. Um, and first UFC event, incredible. It was at MSG, so it was wild. One of the best experiences. Like I said, guys, this was a wild weekend. So we went to UFC on Saturday, and before UFC, I got the flag because it was Veterans Day. It was November 11th, so it was Veterans Day. So I wanted to support the troops and you know bringing the flag to the event, I guess. Um, and when we got to MSG, Madison Square Garden, um, they said we couldn't bring the flag in on Veterans Day. So I got hella tilted. I stormed out. I was like, damn, this is bullshit. Like you won't allow me to bring in our like the nation's flag on Veterans Day. Come on, what kind of BS is that? And so we left, and then we had to disguise the flag to bring it in. And note, guys, a lot of people try to bring in flags in MSG. Not just the American flags, not just the American flag, but other countries' flags, and then but they all got confiscated. They got taken. Um, so you kind of had to sneak them in, if you will. So, anyways, fast forward, I guess when we got there, I start seeing a whole bunch of like Brazilian flags and stuff like that. So I was like getting kind of irritated or whatever. It's just a stupid policy that MSG has. I don't know if a lot of other venues have it, but I mean, every time I watch the UFC, I see flags all the time, so I don't get it. It's a dumb rule, to be honest. But we brought it anyways. We brought in that American flag, this one right here. We snuck it in, so that was cool. And then I believe right before the main event, Donald Trump walked out. So that's when I was like, kind of had to pull it out when the 45th president comes out. So pulled it out when comes out. We get one warning there. I don't care anymore. I mean, I'm representing the troops in America. I mean, everyone's in America. You know what I mean? So, and so many foreigners too, which is awesome. You know, I love tourists. Tourism is why America is so great, to be honest. But you know, when your own country, or I guess your own state, is telling you, you know, you can't bring your nation's flag into their venue, it's just wild. Weird policy. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Whatever. So we have it. And I guess, you know, it was just weird because we got three warnings overall in the night to put the flag away. I don't care though. Didn't really care. So on the third warning, it was um it was the main fight. So it was Alex Pereira and Yuri Prochazka, and during the fight they came up to us and were like, if you don't put it away now, you're gonna get kicked out. So I put it away, and then right after the fight, pulled it out, and you know, after that we kind of just booked it because I didn't want to get officially kicked out of MSG because that wouldn't look good. But either way, I mean, I kind of made history that night. Uh, when I looked around the event, I really only saw my flag. I mean, granted, this is a massive venue, so I didn't get to see everybody, but from where I was standing, y'all, I had the like it was like the only American flag. It was weird. Um, but yeah, so that was Saturday. It was great. Um, fucking awesome. And then the next day, after the event too, we're tired, so we just fucking fuck around Times Square and then go to bed after. And then Sunday, the next day, I decide on Thursday that I'm gonna go to a Baltimore Ravens game. So it's a home game. They're playing the Browns in Baltimore. So I'm in New York. I mean, I'm close to Baltimore. I haven't been to an NFL game. I was like, why not? So we take the shuttle straight down to Baltimore and we watch the game. And guys, if you haven't been to an NFL game, highly recommend, or college game, either or. I've been to both, and man, electrifying. Nothing. There's nothing better than being in a crazy ass stadium full of people, and especially, you know, being a Ravens fan. There's nothing but Ravens fans. There's probably like 98% Ravens fans, and then there's like 2% Browns fans. So there's just everyone's hyped, everyone's stoked to be there, and it was just really exciting to be there live. Sadly, we lost to the Browns that night by 1 point, but it was a good game. I mean, I was there, so can't complain. It was a wild game. It was back and forth. Ah, electrifying, electrifying, no doubt. I brought that flag too because they were doing like a Veterans Day thing. Um, so yeah, cool, cool weekend. Insane weekend. It took me like a week to recover because we just did so much during our time in New York. I walked over 50 miles. Like, no bullshit. I walked over 50 miles. We walked so much, my legs were fucking dead. My feet were destroyed, blistered. But, you know, like I said, overall, the experience was very good. Cannot complain. Uh, I would like to remind you guys to take a water break. But yeah, overall, New York, crazy experience. Highly recommend, especially if you're American. Just go visit one day. Big city, Big Apple. Can't complain. You know, I went there for 6 days. To be honest, if I wanted to see everything, probably should have stayed for like 10. But I mean, what can I say? It was a crazy weekend. So we just dipped after we left Tuesday. So Monday we kind of just recovered and saw Liberty, Lady Liberty, a whole bunch of stuff, and then Tuesday just went back home. Um, so yeah, guys, that was basically the small rundown of New York. Um, there's probably other things I didn't touch, but we'll get to them in a later date. But yeah, so you know, after I guess we could shift gears. After I've turned 21, um, you know, people say, "Oh, watch out for drinking when you turn 21 or smoking when you turn 21." I mean, I get all that, but no one warned me about the gambling addiction when you turn 21. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm an addict, y'all, but ever since I've found the game of two card, Texas Hold'em, poker. Man, I've been so obsessed with it. Um, just I guess yes, it is gambling, but it's all the game is based on skill and psychology. So when you mix those two together, it's just wild, crazy, even like it's just insane. If you ever played it, you know what I'm talking about. But I've been obsessed with Hold'em for a long time, probably since I've gotten back from New York. Just been doing nothing but playing poker and just improving my game, especially being a beginner. So, that being said, I am going to Las Vegas this weekend to do that, to play poker, basically. Um, I scheduled a plane ticket even before I went to New York, so gotta go. I was destined to go. Um, the UFC event is this weekend, so I don't know yet if I'll be going to that one. We'll see. Um, but we'll still be there when it happens, so it'll be fun. Vegas this weekend. It's gonna be lit. Other than that, let me see. Let me think. I mean, Happy New Year, y'all. Uh, Happy holidays. I had a great Thanksgiving. I hope everyone else did too. That celebrates Thanksgiving. Christmas is in a week or two. So, happy holidays, y'all. Spend time with your friends and family. You know what I mean? Get some love in up in there. You know, nothing wrong with some little bit of love, especially nowadays. With the world being so, uh, I don't know, gray and blue. So, holidays are important. Remembering uh, your loved ones, and also if if you're Christian, celebrating the birth of Jesus, stuff like that on Christmas, uh, because that's important. If you are Christian, if you do believe in Jesus and stuff like that. So, anyways, y'all, we'll move on. Um, God bless. We're around 20 minutes, so we'll keep going, but this is honestly just a catch up episode, and also an episode to try out the webcam. So, uh, I don't know. It doesn't really necessarily have to be that long, but we'll try it either way. Um, I guess we can talk about yesterday. Yesterday, In-N-Out, the California fast food chain, finally came to Idaho after, I don't know, 20 long years of begging and pleading. So they've opened up the store, their first store out of 3 stores in the state yesterday. And me and Eli, you guys met Eli. Uh, Eli's from San Diego, so he's a big fan of In-N-Out. We waited in line for 4.5 hours. 4 hours and 30 minutes. We waited in line to get a, a meal. I mean, In-N-Out is great, probably the greatest, so I cannot complain. 4.5 hours for a fast food meal, not worth it. But I will say, opening day was gnarly. There was, I mean, probably thousands of people there, no doubt. There was just crowds and crowds of people. The drive-through line, I mean, 4.5 hours, you can tell how long the drive-through line was, but uh, it was cool. I cannot lie. Won't do it again, but being there for the first time kind of made history. So In-N-Out is good. It's great. So welcome In-N-Out to Idaho. The Meridian store was the 400th store to open up, so it was kind of special, I guess. I don't know. 400. It's cool. It is kind of special, to be honest. So that's cool. Fun fact, if you will. If you go to In-N-Out, get double double, and if you're feeling a little sloppy, get a double double animal style. Um, you know, great food, y'all. Cannot lie, the food in In-N-Out is. I know people like to overhype the food, but the hype is real, y'all. Believe the hype. If you haven't tried it, try it. Believe the hype. In-N-Out is better than McDonald's. 100% better than every fast food chain, to be honest. So believe what you want, though. Still try it. Give it a try. Don't knock it till you try it, for sure. Especially if you're an East Coast kind of guy. you know. Uh, Definitely try it. Believe the hype. But yeah, y'all, I kind of have to go pee, so this is a good time to end it. Um, if you guys enjoyed the pod, like I said before, um, go follow the page, the Instagram page. Go follow that. Go support it. I'll be posting on that page more. And I mean, what can I say, y'all? I got Vegas this weekend, New York last month. Life is good. I can't complain. Um, you know what I mean? Only play good hands. We'll leave off on a good note. Only play good hands. You know what I mean? If you're dealt a bad hand, fold them. Know when to fold them for sure. And take life with a grain of salt because if you're here, then you're special, and everyone's special. So take life not for granted. Take life and accept life as what it is and how it's going to be and how you can improve life in the future for sure because it's important. You know, I always tell myself to look out after my future self. That way, in the future, I'll be like, oh, pat myself on the back, whatever. So I don't know, guys. Just food for thought. If you're listening, again, I appreciate y'all for supporting the podcast. It was great. What can I say? I'll be posting more, especially now that I'm getting comfortable with the camera. So, you know, new beginnings. You know, what can I say? Like I said before, cannot complain. I know I'm kind of rambling at this point, but live, laugh, love, y'all. After that, it's kind of time. So, what the fuck is going on?